Hi, I'm Drew.
I'm Scott.
Welcome to Every Man's Whiskey.
On today's episode, we're going to break the red wax seal
And make our mark. Today on Every Man's Whiskey, we're sampling Maker's Mark. We have the Maker's Original, the Maker's 46, Maker's 101, and Maker's Cask Strength.
As always, we'll taste them, give our review, especially focused on the value. And I've not had any of these except for the original as a part of a mix. Have you had any before?
The only one I've had is the original as well, so I'm really excited about trying these guys. The original is really sweet and tasty, so
Classic.
yeah. So this will be a good episode.
Can't wait.
Let's get started. For our first tasting today, we're going to the Maker's Original.
A classic. Some background facts about Makers.
Oh, I love facts.
Started in the tiny town of Loretto, Kentucky. It's southeast of Louisville. Population roughly 700. Bill Simmons started it in 54. But his wife Margie is credited with a lot of the bottle that you see today. The iconic shape, the square shape, the label, and the red wax seal, which she originally melted the red wax in her home fryer.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's kind of cool. And then the symbol, the SIV. So the star represents Star Farms, where the family lived, and then the IV represents the Roman numeral 4, for he's a fourth generation Bill distiller.
Oh.
Which now they say actually they claim sixth generations, but it looks better at SI4. And so they say that also that Margie was the reason you would buy your first bottle of Makers, and Bill is the reason you would buy your second.
That's fun.
Kind of cool.
Good fact.
Thank you.
Oh. So, this one is a nice, beautiful amber color.
Honeyish?
Yeah. On the nose, it's very sweet.
It is sweet.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to like this.
Yeah, it's tasty. So, we got some vanilla, some caramel.
I always taste way before you. I'm trying to restrain myself.
No, go ahead. I'm enjoying the nose. You can enjoy the taste. So, a little bit of oak as well. Anyways, what did you think of the taste?
I really enjoy the sweetness of it. I like candy, and so anything sweet, honey.
Yep. So, I'm gonna go in for my second. And
Let's
then
both go.
Okay, here we go. Still getting that vanilla, that oak, maybe some toffee in there.
Yeah, I get the toffee and the oak more on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, vanilla's right on in the front.
A little bit of burn at the end, at least for me.
Okay. Well,
Not harsh.
no,
just
it's not harsh at all.
it's
But yeah, I mean, it's
whiskey.
whiskey. Yeah. Makes you know that you're
weird.
drinking something. All right. On my third and final one, kind of focused on the finish, and it really it's unusual because it doesn't have a long finish to it. There's almost no finish. You just get the middle, and the taste notes, and then that's it. So it is a little unique in that way, but it's really tasty. So this one is $25. And
Very affordable.
Yep.
Found everywhere.
oh yeah,
I really enjoy the sweetness of it. It's not gonna blow you away with flavors, but a nice staple whiskey.
yeah. So there you go. Let's go on to Maker's 46.
All right.
For our next tasting today, we're going to Maker's 46.
So Drew, Makers has a really cool ambassador program.
Yeah.
You can go online to their website and take a little quiz if you're selected to be an ambassador. Kind of your end of the bargain is that you are just telling family and friends about Makers. You're kind of a proponent of it. But in trade, you got some really cool benefits for you. Like you get your name placard on a specific barrel at Makers. And
That's
so they'll
cool.
give you updates on the aging of the barrel over the 5 to 7 years. When it's ready, you're invited to a special tour. You get to have barrels from your specific barrel with your name on the ambassador label. And they give annual Christmas presents to their ambassadors each year. Each year it's something different.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Is it like an ornament?
Anything from socks, sweater, playing cards, it varies every year.
Okay.
Very cool.
That was cool.
It made me want to be an ambassador, and I don't know if I even love Makers yet. We'll find out.
That's true. Ah, fair enough.
Let's taste it.
Here we go. So this one's a little bit darker in color. So you got that dark amber going in for it on the nose. Yeah, kind of more of the original. You get the caramel, the oak, the vanilla.
Is it?
The caramel's a little bit more bold.
I get a little floral. It's still sweet.
It's still sweet. Yeah.
I'm going in.
Okay, let's do this. Very smooth and buttery.
It's quite a bit different than the first one.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, and especially since the nose was pretty close to the same, I was surprised that the taste is...
What is that on the end? Is that wood?
Oak.
It's oak.
Yeah, it's a oak and nut on the end.
I like it. The sweet up front and throughout, and then the kind of the oak nut finish is really good.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this one. Let's go for our last sip. There we go. That's so the finish hits you pretty heavy with spice.
Yep.
And then it kind of smooths into a tobacco leather. It's nice. I mean, it's
What's this bottle
good.
run you again?
So this guy is $35.
Okay.
Yep.
So not overly expensive by any means.
No, it's got a good flavor to it.
It's really good.
Yeah. Let's try 101.
Let's go.
For our next tasting, we're going to Makers 101.
Makers is owned by Beam Suntory. Beam meaning Jim Beam, and Suntory is it's a subsidiary of Suntory, which is a Japanese-based company. But Beam Suntory is based in Chicago, third largest distiller of spirits. They make everything from Ron Rico, Sauza Tequila. They even make Starbucks liqueurs, which I didn't know was a thing.
I didn't know Starbucks had liqueurs.
Me either.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go. Maybe that's a different episode.
I don't know.
Or maybe not. So, this one... Okay, so this one is a limited release. I'm not sure how readily available it is, but Chuck at the liquor store told me he loved it. So,
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I was like, well, okay, we'll give it a try.
It's not as dark as the last.
No, it's...
Darker than the first.
Medium amber on the nose. Ooh, we have a apple hits right up front.
I don't get... Yeah, I get apple now. You mention it.
Yeah, then you get
Your nose is good. The
vanilla and
struggle.
the caramel as well.
I like to just go right into the taste.
I know you do. I'd expect nothing less from you.
It's sweet, a little apple.
Yeah, you get a lot of spice hitting you right at the beginning, though.
A lot more spice than either of the first two.
Yeah, definitely. Still getting the oak, the caramel, vanilla.
It's not harsh.
It's not harsh, but it's definitely spicy.
Yeah, I guess like alcohol-wise, I don't feel like, oof, that burn.
Right. Yeah, it is. So it's called 101 because of the proof. It's 50.5 percent alcohol.
You don't really notice it. It's not like a substantial difference from the others.
No, it's not.
It's not blowing me away in that regard. But
Right.
the spice is what's lingering. You're right.
Maybe getting a hint of butterscotch on that.
It's good. How much was it again?
This guy's $40. Limited release. So there you go. For our last tasting today, we're going to Maker's Cask Strength. It's 109 proof and should be fun.
You're making us try 4 whiskeys and the last one's 109?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So.
Okay, so Makers owes a lot of their success to a master distiller by the name of Dave Pickerel. Sadly, Dave passed away in 2018. He was like 64. But he is known as the Johnny Appleseed of whiskey and a founding father of craft whiskey. He is kind of consulted with over 100 different distilleries.
Holy cow.
Yeah, big time. And he took, when he was at Makers, he took them from an average of like 75,000 cases a year to close to 1 million a year.
Dang.
And he even worked on a special project with Metallica, their Blackened something whiskey, where they incorporated low frequency sound waves of their music into the production process. And so each production was a different playlist from Metallica.
Okay. And
yeah, he's a guru. So when we do taste...
Do they say that they actually taste different?
We'll have to maybe try it.
Okay.
On another episode.
We
could do like a music-inspired episode.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
But when we do drink this, we're going to toast to Dave Pickerel.
Okay.
Okay.
To Dave Pickerel. I guess
not yet.
Okay, fine. I'll wait. So this one's a little bit on the darker side. About equal with the 46, kind of the dark amber to it. On the nose, getting some cherries, some cinnamon, some vanilla.
I'm struggling to pick up on much with this one. Is that because of the alcohol overwhelming it for me?
No, it's just...
I'm trying hard to get cherry, and I get...
It is more subtle. So the cherry hits right up front. Like, very first thing you get is going to be the cherry.
Maybe a little, but that might be in my head.
Okay. Well,
of the four, this one I get the least, like, nose out of.
That's fair. So
it's
also our fourth one. So, we got to cheers to Dave Pickerel.
Dave Pickerel, thanks for all your work.
Yep. All right, so that one's smooth. It's really smooth right up front for being 109 proof.
My lips are a little chapped, so it literally burns my actual lips. But the taste is not overly harsh.
Well, that's your own fault.
Chapstick.
Getting some caramel, some nut, some cinnamon. There's almost no vanilla, because all the others had a pretty heavy vanilla to
Yeah,
them.
I'm used to the sweetness of the other three. That was at least a part of all three, and it's not really that sweet.
Oh, no, it's not.
It certainly more of the nut and the spices.
And the sweetness actually comes along with the finish. You got kind of the sweet, spicy, almost earthy finish to it.
Maybe it's just the alcohol in it, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely potent. You can tell it's 109. So, there you go.
A little harsh.
So, this one can be found at most liquor stores. You're not going to find it, like, at Walmart or anything. But it's $50, decently readily available. Okay, so, Scott. Today we tried Makers. We had the Makers Original, Makers 46, the 101, and the Cask Strength.
It's a lot of Makers.
It's a lot of Makers. So the prices are $25, $35, $40, $50.
Not a huge spread of price-wise.
No.
So if you really love one, I don't think it's going to impede you to buy the $50 versus the $30.
Right, but should the value, should we buy several?
So my opinion,
Yes.
as a bit of a beginner
Right.
in whiskey, I like the first two. I didn't love the second two.
Okay.
So between those two, both were really good. The Classic Makers that's what I've chose for our cheers here.
So I chose the Classic Makers as well.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. Because you're more experienced than I am. I figured you'd go for a big boy.
Well, just because it's a higher proof doesn't mean it's better. So I think the sweetness of the Classic, it makes it far more palatable and enjoyable, because you're like, oh, hey, this is sweet and tasty,
I'm always going to lean towards the sweeter ones just because of my palate. But
Yeah.
both those first two are great. All four had good things about them. None of them were bad.
Right.
But as far as spending your money, the Classic's really good.
I would completely agree with you. Just kind of, for the price and the value, like, you're going to be happy with that, so you might as well just stick with it.
And I've always thought of it more as one you just use as a mixer, but it's very good for just on its own, on ice, or neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to try it on ice sometime.
Yeah.
That might be a good episode of ice versus no ice versus whiskey stones.
Yeah, and just all around, like, the
Right.
arguments for or against ice or with water.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people do a single drip of water.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be curious. But Well, there you go. So, thanks for joining us today on Every Man's Whiskey.
As always, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment like Luke and Jake. Thank you, Luke and Jake, for your comments. We appreciate them.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, quality over quantity.
Drink responsibly. All right, 11:34 a.m. Just enough time for me to get home and take a nap before the kids get home from school. Because Drew made us try 4 whiskeys, even though I've clearly stated that I'd like to keep it to 3.
Again, I don't care.
And it's not like I'm going to quit. Where else would I get my free whiskey?
There it is. You show up, you drink 4.
Just do what
Don't
I'm
worry.
told.
Next week we'll do the Old Forester, and we'll only do 3 instead of 6 like I wanted.